So you see in the video, Schultz and Mays, I believe both of their names, they showed up with no warrant, no arrest warrant in hand, approaching on private property that they knew was posted. Schultz himself had verbal warning. He was told a year previous, and he obliged, so he knew where the line was firsthand. He had already had verbal warning. They showed up without an arrest warrant, ran up on our property, shoved their faces in our window, peeked in. Well, that's what Schultz was doing while Mace was trying to break down the door. You can hear the door creaking and cracking. Then he went through and ran around and opened the gate, reaching up and around, opening a gate that they know is marked as additional private property on private property. And then when they got us out, because they didn't want them to kick the door open and disturb the propane tank that's sitting behind it, so they got to get the gas lines put in. We walked out, and they still proceeded to deny any paperwork stating they had the right to be on private property. They wouldn't hand over a warrant. They asked if Rosie needed an ambulance due to her issue of being high risk, and she said no, at the present moment she wasn't having no issues. Everything was being fairly calm. As soon as we got to the jail, she immediately started bleeding. I had to listen to one of the turnkeys, the COs there, joke in regards to thinking that she's crying wolf. And they let her loose. From my understanding, they have a psychiatric warrant, and they consider her cognitive delay with high risk of bleeding. And neither Mays or Schultz offered my wife a ride to the hospital. They let her walk. For somebody that we know that's blessed us many times over and helped us. Rosie would have had to walk. But there's a lot more to it. And I pulled back my plea deal in Saginaw. I made the judge mad. He outright said my bond was reinstated because I told him I can't lie to the court. He pulled back my bond, threw me in jail, and left me in limbo until he found out Rosie lost the baby. And then the paperwork showed up. Fraud's provable. They're willing to even pay the ultimate price without no care.